What's up, conscious creators? Alex here. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you more sex transmutation secrets, specifically how to deal with extreme urges or frustration. You'll learn how to transmute even the most powerful urges so you can turn that energy into creative power. This means you'll be able to use it to manifest more of what you want to experience in your life. You'll learn how to not allow the urges to take over your thinking and behavior so you can avoid falling into dysfunctional patterns of behavior and instead circulate the energy within, express your energy in a conscious way, or use it to accelerate your journey toward your health, business, or relationship goals. So stick around until the very end of the video so you can get all the information and you can apply it properly to get the positive results in your life. And just a very quick announcement before we get straight into it. A few more slots have opened up for the free one-to-one with me to see if you'd be a good fit for the Consciousness Revolution program. So if that interests you, head over to speaktoalex.com or wait till the end of the video for more details. But with that being said, of course, let's get straight into it. We're talking about sex transmutation and specifically how to deal with extreme urges and frustration, how to transmute sexual energy when it's very high in the moment. And this is actually a question I got from you guys, and I wanted to respond with a video because I get it. There could be two main situations in which you'd want to do this that go something like this. The first is, perhaps you're single and you realize that repetitive engagement in porn or masturbation isn't helping you create what you want in your life. It's taking time and energy away from the creation of your dreams, and it's rewiring your brain and tying your arousal to pixels and fantasy, which means it's taking longer for you to positively elevate your life experience and holding you back from effectively creating real sexual intimacy in the real world for you to experience. The second situation is perhaps you're with a partner, but for whatever reason, you're not feeling sexually satisfied in the relationship and you use porn and or masturbate as an attempt to meet your needs. But you realize that this is just getting you deeper into the hole, more sexually separated from your partner, and wasting this energy on something that doesn't really serve you in the long term and never really satisfies your deepest desires. So either way, something changes. You hear about a way out via the concepts of nofap or sex transmutation, and you stop using porn or you stop masturbating. Then a few weeks go by or a few months go by, and a moment comes where, oh dear, you're frustrated. You feel extremely horny, extremely frustrated, and perhaps even angry, and you have to stay away from your phone to stop yourself sending angry texts to everyone you feel slighted by. It seems like one part of you just wants to load up the porn and start disappearing into it, into that wonderful world, or furiously swipe through Tinder to find anyone who'll sleep with you on the first date. And another part of you wants to stick to your higher goals and remembers that you got into this in the first place specifically to break away from this cycle, reset the sexual circuitry in your brain, and pour your energy into consistent action to manifest your dreams into reality. But that part of you just seems to be slipping further and further away as another voice comes in and starts making excuses and saying things like, yeah, but one last time, or actually, I don't really think this thing is really that bad actually. Yeah, maybe all of this no-fap sex transmutation stuff is bullshit. Perhaps it's just placebo. Perhaps it's all in your head. Perhaps I'll just do it a little bit more just to see if it really affects me that much. And then you're like, no, I've been through this before. I remember what it's like to circulate that energy and it felt so good. If only I could get through this and then I can feel those superpowers again. But the feeling in your groin gets almost unbearable. It's like a pulsating energy that's getting you sweaty and making your head spin. And so you think, well, this isn't very good either, is it? I want to keep this energy because I've got things I want to create, but I'm not creating them if I'm sitting here insanely horny and frustrated and angry either. So should I not just get it over and done with? And you go round and round in a circle like that until you do just that. Have a jolly good time again, binge again, and then afterwards this sense of deflation, this frustration that you broke your streak or did it again, and this feeling of disappointment and stuckness. And so this is where I want to start you with the way out. Never ever beat yourself up, mentally whip yourself, or berate yourself if you do use porn or masturbate. Even scientific studies in willpower have found that mentally berating yourself for a failure or a willpower challenge lapse actually leads you to lower motivation and lower willpower. So what's the solution? Self-forgiveness. Simply noting what's happened, reflecting, only to the point that it remains useful, coming back to your center, realigning to your path, to what's authentic to you and right for you. But what about before that point? How do you deal with extreme urges and frustration when they arise in the moment? To answer that question, I'm going to have to talk about a couple of things. Firstly, a few things that you can practically do which will help. Particular strategies to help manage the energy in the moment and over the long term. And secondly, a way of using your attention and awareness to remain present with the urges and actually use them to deepen your level of presence and transmute the energy at the same time. So firstly, there are a few strategies, things you can do which can help you transition out of the other end of a strong urge whilst maintaining that sexual energy. And I will say that they are helpful. Engaging in something high intensity or even slightly oppressive is going to help you take your mind off the urge, bring you more so into the present moment, and have this kind of effect of spreading the energy throughout the body so it doesn't feel so trapped down below and controlling your thinking. Doing some high intensity exercise like HIIT training, free weights, body weight exercises, calisthenics or yoga will often help with this. Many people also find that cold showers help with this. Not diving into a cold shower all tensed up and huffing and puffing and being all flustered, but walking in calmly and trying to stay calm and centered whilst you immerse yourself in the cold. I also teach a particular breathing exercise to many of my clients, which has its roots in yogic practices and appears to have this effect of pushing or pulling the energy up from the lower half of the body to be like more spread out throughout the body. And from a certain perspective, many people do believe that in this process, you are actually pulling a subtle energy up from the root of the body through the body to the crown. So here's the breathing exercise for anyone who hasn't heard about it or who wants to be reminded of it in more detail. You take a deep breath in through the nose, whilst expanding not just the chest, but expanding the belly, then the chest. So breathing deeply in through the nose, fully in, not straining, but fully expanding the belly, then the chest, then at the top, holding your breath and squeezing the PC muscles, which are the muscles that you would use to do Kegels or to stop a stream of urine. Squeezing those PC muscles, then your lower abdominals, then the upper abdominals. So breathing in, squeezing and holding all those muscles in a kind of wave motion, and at the same time imagining pulling this energy up from the base of the spine, up a kind of imaginary tube, pulling that energy all the way up to the top of your head, whilst you're squeezing and holding for about 7 to 10 seconds in total. Then relaxing and returning the breath to normal. And you can do this a few times. It takes a bit of practice, but once you get the breathing and sequence down, it can produce some really nice sensations in the body, a feeling of centeredness, and help with transcending the urge altogether. However, there is a foundational realization which creates the foundation for dealing with extreme urges and frustration that goes beyond just having to do something every time an urge arises in order to try and get rid of it. And that is to be present. More precisely, be knowingly the awareness in which the feelings and thoughts arise within, whilst the urge is with you. Because that's what the urge is really made of when you break it down. An intense feeling, sensations in the body, together with thoughts in the mind, fantasies about engaging with something or carrying out a particular behavior. And what you essentially are is the space, the awareness within which the thoughts and feelings arise. And you can become aware that you are aware of the sensations in the body and allow the sensations to come to you. Instead of trying to suppress them, to actually allow them to be there in the spaciousness that you are and almost let them wash all over you. Bathing in the sensations, which at their peak can often feel ecstatic or electric. Instead of funneling your attention and energy into the thoughts, you instead be knowingly with the feeling and with the rest of your sense perceptions, being knowingly the silent observer, being knowingly the awareness, being aware of being aware, whilst these sensations are present in your awareness, with the knowledge that they may sometimes seem uncomfortable, but they're transitory. And the more you allow them to be there without resistance, the less bothersome the sensations will feel and the less you'll be frustrated. And when the mind, whether it's thinking about porn or masturbation or fantasizing in general, when that captures your attention and you notice that, you wake up from it. You dilate your focus, even visually. You zoom out from the mind and an imagination and come to your senses. Become aware that you're aware and the sensations that you're aware of. Forgiving yourself whenever it captures your attention and resting as the awareness that you essentially are. This means that if you do act out something you later feel was dysfunctional, remind yourself of your deepest intentions. Remind yourself of your commitment to your highest path and simply get back on the path the path to realizing more and more so every day your true nature and manifesting your dreams into reality. And so with that being said, here's some more details on the Consciousness Revolution program. On this program, we help you overcome low self-esteem or low confidence that's holding you back from doing what you really want to do in your life. So if you're done with living a mediocre life with the same stuff day in, day out, and want to build something that positively contributes to the world and in exchange brings abundance to your life, this program is for you. Or if you're a conscious entrepreneur that has had some momentum but has perhaps ran into some blocks and wants help taking things to the next level, this program is also for you. So head over to speaktoalex.com and book a time for us to chat about solving your problems. But with that being said, like this video if you liked it, click the notification bell to be reminded of upcoming videos so you don't miss out on any new videos helping you with conscious personal growth.